Good morning, everyone, and a very happy new year to you. It is so cool to see you here in this webinar. Welcome. Unfortunately for us, the Zoom webinar is set up such that I may not be able to see your lovely faces and hear your lovely voices. But I do hope you can see me and hear me. Please send me a message in the chat box to confirm that you can indeed see and hear me. Welcome once again. I welcome you very warmly to today's session titled Your Personal Finance Roadmap 2022. Fantastic, thanks for the confirmation. I will do a brief introduction of myself for the purpose and benefit of those who may not know me and those who may have never heard my name either. My name is Tobore Olumoye, and I am a personal finance coach. Now, although I have a degree in chemical engineering, life took me to banking after I graduated. I spent over 15 years in banking and then decided to quit my job in 2019 after I had been trained as a financial planner by my organization in 2017. Before 2017, I hadn't heard the phrase or the word or the term financial planning, even though I had been in the finance sector for such a long time. After I quit my job, I set up my own business, and today I work with individuals to achieve their financial goals. I am married to Engineer Rotimi Olumoye, and we have 3 children. That's me in a nutshell. Thank you so much for joining this class today. Personal finance is an extremely broad topic, and we certainly cannot scratch even the surface in 2 hours. However, we will try to share some tips and nuggets that will help you get started on your journey. So please relax and enjoy the webinar. Thank you, and very warm welcome to you once again. To give you an idea of how today's webinar will go, I will be speaking with you for about 50 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes on your personal finance roadmap. And then I will be inviting a representative from the EDC Fund Management Group to speak with us. After she's done, we'll have a representative from Leadway Insurance talk to us. Another representative from BIP Edge come talk to us. And the last person on the panel to speak with us will be a representative from Stanbic Insurance. Ladies and gentlemen, to kickstart today's conversation, I would like us to do a very simple exercise. It is called a self-evaluation exercise. So this is a good time to bring out the piece of paper. It can be very tiny, as long as it can write. So please bring out that tiny piece of paper or that big piece of paper and start this exercise with me. During our coaching sessions, we will typically answer about 25 questions at the beginning of the coaching sessions. Unfortunately, because we do not have enough time today, we will not handle 25 questions. We will, however, answer just 10 of the questions. All you have to do is write number 1 to 10 on that piece of paper. Don't bother writing the questions. Just write beside each number when I read out the question, yes or no. I'll ask you the question and just write yes or no beside the answer. Are we good to go? Are you ready? Let's go. Please just type a comment in the chat if you're ready for this so we can immediately start. Fantastic. Thank you, Raifi. Let's go. Question number 1. Have you set up your financial plan with a professional financial planner? Have you set up your financial plan with a professional financial planner? Yes or no? Question number 2, are you satisfied with your present financial condition? Question number 2, are you satisfied with your present financial condition? Question number 3, if you do not earn any income at all for the next 6 months, do you have enough savings in your savings account to sustain your lifestyle for those 6 months? This question is not asking if you have investments. It's not asking if you're going to liquidate assets. No, this question is asking if you have enough savings in your savings account. So that's questioning the quality of your liquidity. Do you have enough savings to see you through 6 months living expenses? Yes or no? Question number 4, if you are more than 30 years old, so I'm asking between 30 and 40, etc., do you have at least 40 million naira in your retirement savings account? If you're more than 30, do you have at least 40 million in your retirement savings account? And if you are between 20 and 30, do you have at least 15 million sitting in your retirement savings account? Yes or no? Question number 5. Do you have a special fund that contains all of the money required for the education of your children? So for instance, your children are 3 in number and each one would need 1 million naira to see the child through from creche to the university. The question I'm asking is, do you have that 1 million naira times 3 children, or that 1 million naira times 4 children, whatever number of children you have? Do you have the total money you require for the education of your children seated in that account? It's actually supposed to be an education fund account or an education trust account. Do you have such sums? And if you're on this call and you say, thank God say I never start to born, thank God say I never get picking. Okay, the question I have for you is, have you started putting the money aside for the education of your children if you plan to have any? That's question number 5. Question number 6. This is why I asked you not to write the questions, because we are going to move pretty fast today. There's so much to say and we have only 2 hours to say it. So please ignore writing the question, just answer, okay? Question number 6, do you own a house? Ownership here is referring to title ownership. It is your own. You own it if you can transfer the title to someone else, if you can sell it legitimately. So I'm asking you, do you own a house? Question number 7, do you have investments that can reduce your taxable income? Do you have investments that reduce your taxable income? Question number 8, do you have sufficient life insurance cover? Do you have sufficient life insurance cover? How do you know your life insurance cover is sufficient? It is sufficient if it can take care of your dependents if you passed on suddenly. So if your dependents will not suffer when they draw on your life insurance provisions, it means you have sufficient life cover. Do you have sufficient life insurance cover? Something in my spirit is telling me that some of you don't have life insurance cover, but we'll talk about that some other time. Question number 9. Do you invest in shares and stocks of companies? Question number 9. Do you invest in shares and stocks of companies? Or are you still saying stock market crashed, this and that? Anyway, we'll talk about that again some other time. Just answer yes or no. Do you invest in shares and stocks of companies? Question number 10. Have you written and registered your will? Have you written? So is your will updated? That's basically what I'm asking. Is it written? Is it registered? Yes or no? Fantastic. Now, look at your answers. How many no's do you have? For some people, it's going to be easier to count the yeses. Please count the no's. How many no's do you have? If you have more than 3 no's on that piece of paper, you are in financial crisis. The good news is you can fix it. But the bad news is if you don't fix it, it's going to be a downward spiral for you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's webinar. Please don't put your answers in the chat box so we don't copy them. So your neighbors will not copy. Please don't put your answers in the chat box. But you see that piece of paper, put today's date on it and hold it. It will be a reference point for you. later on. Thank you very much. Okay, so welcome now officially to today's seminar. That was a warm-up. The title of our webinar is Personal Finance Roadmap. Why roadmap? Why did we use the word roadmap? What exactly is a roadmap even? The dictionary defines the word roadmap in two ways. The first definition is, it is a map, especially one designed for motorists, showing the roads of a country or area. It is a map, especially one designed for motorists, showing the roads of a country or area. The second definition is, it is a plan or strategy to achieve a particular goal. So it's a plan or strategy intended to achieve a particular goal. What this tells you, therefore, is that roadmaps are extremely important. If you are embarking on a journey to a destination that you know, but you are not sure of the best route to go, a roadmap is an ideal tool. If you're embarking on a journey and you do not know what you would expect to see on the road in terms of structure, the roadmap is an ideal tool. For many of us, as drivers, we trust our maps. We trust Google Maps. We trust the maps that we have. We trust the directions given to us by people we trust, which are maps in our minds. Unfortunately, when it comes to the big picture, the most important journey of our lives, the journey of our own lives, we have no roadmaps. I mean, assume you're about to embark on a trip, you will need at least three things: a destination, a means of getting there, and the best route to get there. So for something as basic as a trip, you are taking it seriously. You already know the things you need, and you do the right thing. You fuel your car, you ensure your car is in the right shape, you call to check that the roads are clear, etc., etc. You do the right thing. Unfortunately, when it comes to your finances, for us as individuals, when it comes to our finances, many of us do not do the right thing. Why? Instead, we tend to use a strategy called anywhere belle face. For the young men and even some ladies on this call, remember growing up, there's a phrase we use when defenders want to clear the ball to prevent strikers from scoring. The coach will tell them, just play the ball anywhere belle face, and you just kick the ball. Sorry, I may be interjecting with a bit of pidgin, so you can connect with me. But please put in the chat if you don't understand pidgin very well. We'll do our best to translate. So the coach will say to you, guy, just kick the ball anywhere belle face. And the defender clears the ball anyhow. He doesn't care. He's not bothered about where the ball will land. He's just kicking the ball. And for many of us as individuals, that's the strategy we have chosen to use for our finances. Anywhere belle face. This is very sad. And you would agree with me that as a strategy, you cannot effectively score goals using the anywhere belle face method. As long as you are alive, you are on a journey and you need a roadmap. You need a plan. Same with your finances. It's because being alive is going to cost you some financial. It's going to have some financial implications on you. It's going to have financial cost implications on you. So you need a financial roadmap because you are also on a financial journey. By being alive at all, you are running at a cost. So what is funding your life? What is funding that cost? What roadmap are you using to run the journey of your life? The best roadmap for your finances is called a financial plan. And for the purposes of this class, a personal financial plan. You really, really cannot continue to use the anyhow, I'm hoping, I'm believing, I could just do one kind, I got the carry us, they go strategy. Those strategies are not sustainable. And indeed, those are the strategies that have left us where we are today. Those are the strategies responsible for the numerous no's, the galaxy, the constellation of no's you have on your piece of paper. However, because I have said you need to use a plan, please understand that you have to be careful about the plan you use. Your plan must be effective. Just like a roadmap, there's no point using a roadmap that is expired, that is outdated, a roadmap that does not contain current information. Your financial plan must be current as well for it to be effective. Because using an ineffective plan, I mean, it's just like going on a road trip with an outdated map. You will go a long way, you will go far away, but you will not get to your destination. So, a financial roadmap. But before I continue, please confirm. I just put in the chat box. I just want to be sure everyone is with me. Fantastic. Just say a word so I know you can, because I cannot communicate. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, so what are the components of your financial roadmap? For your financial roadmap, your personal finance roadmap, to be effective, it must contain the following elements. Number one, it must contain an effective, oh, I have a budget. I budget, I'm using a very good budget. In fact, I follow my budget. But when you look at the quality of the budget, you will see where the problem lies. The bedrock of any effective plan is the budget. Your budget has to be effective. Your budget has to be superb. Unfortunately, again, because there are so many books out there on finance, everybody is an authority on money. Everybody is writing books. I hear a lot of people ask me, Tobari, please, what percentage of my salary should I save? What percentage should I invest? What percentage should I spend on this? And for every person who has asked me that question, I'll tell you, I don't know. I have no idea. What does your financial plan say? For some people, they need 90% of their income to survive. For some people, they need 10% of their income to survive. For some people, they do not even survive on their income. I cannot respond to you until I see your financial plan. It is your plan that defines and drives your budget. So how effective is your budget? Are you using a good budgeting tool? Do you budget appropriately? So the topic of budgeting can take us a full day, but we do not have a full day. So I'm going to ask you, what budgeting tool are you using? If you look at your budget and it does not accommodate every imaginable cost, if your budget is full of words like miscellaneous, leave it pending, those funny things I would like to put in our budget, just know you don't have a budget. If your budget is the kind that says, I'm earning 100,000 naira, we will use 10% for feeding. You cannot spend in percentages, you spend in absolutes, because when you go into the shop, there's an absolute amount. You are earning in absolutes. But we cannot go into details on budgeting, but you need to use the right budgeting tool. And I'll share with you some budgeting tools you can use at the end of this session. The second component of your PFR is a risk plan. If I'm to ask everyone on this call, what do you have that you cannot lose? What do you have that cannot be lost? Believe me, the answer is nothing. Every single thing you have can be lost, including your life, limbs, loved ones. You can lose everything. You can lose anything. Therefore, your plan must also have a plan in place for loss. Because there's a risk of loss, you have to plan for that risk. An effective risk plan is an integral component of your personal finance roadmap. If you don't have a risk plan in place, forget it, you don't have a plan. Because the risk plan is going to be answering questions like, what happens to me if I am suddenly unable to earn money? What happens to my children if I die today? What happens to my children if I suddenly fall into a coma, for instance? What happens to my documents if nobody is able to access them? What happens if this? That is the fundamental component of a risk plan? All of those questions must be answered. So if you don't have a risk plan in your PFRO, you do not have a roadmap. The third element is a savings and investment plan. You do not have a roadmap if you do not have a savings and investment plan. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter how hard life is. It doesn't matter how tough things are. It does not matter. You must save. Out of the abundance, out of the lack, you must put aside. It is a principle. If you do not save, if you do not gather, you will run into trouble in future. You must gather, you must put aside. And here's another fact. You can survive on less than what you are surviving on today. You can survive on less than what you're surviving on today, because many people are surviving on 1/10 of what you're surviving on today. So are you saving? And then when you save, what happens? After a while, what are you supposed to do? You should invest. What do you invest in? How do you invest? What kind of instruments do you invest in? What decides or what determines what kinds of instruments you use? Do you even know the kinds of instruments? What is your personality type? What's your investment risk profile like? What does your financial plan say you should invest in? How do you even know what products? Or are you the kind of person that they will say, hey, guy, come on, get one. That's one, don't come out, one, don't come out, man. This one, this is the main one. Sure, you want to bamba, this is the one to invest in. If you want to chill with the big boys, this is the one to invest in. And then you start running how kitty, kata, kata. That is not a plan. That's not a strategy. You need a proper plan. And the beautiful thing about having a PFR is that even if your investment portfolio goes bust, your life will not be in crisis. Why? Because you have a financial plan in place and you have put the right amounts in the right vehicles. So there's no way all of the vehicles will go bust. So you need a financial plan. You need a savings and investment plan in your PFR. The next element is a retirement plan. For everyone on this call, you're going to grow old. If I ask you, we don't have time, I would have asked you, how long do you want to live on this earth? Most of you will write 120, 100. So I don't even want to die. I want to rapture. Oh, I don't want to die. I will not die. I will live forever. You will not live forever. You will die. The worst part is that you will grow old before you die, if you live long enough. Unfortunately for you, growing old also means a reduction in your productivity, meaning therefore that a time will come when you will be unable to move around to generate income the way you are now. You therefore need a retirement plan. If you're working for a company, working for groups of people, a time will come when they will say, you have tried, come and be going. We too, we have tried. Come and go, Papa, you are now old. If you are praying for a long life, you must plan for it. You need a retirement plan in place. I asked you a question about how much you have in your retirement, just your retirement savings account. We've not talked about investments. We've not talked about other vehicles, just your liquidity accounts. And for many of us, we do not even have those funds yet. So you need a retirement plan. The next element of your PFR is an estate or legacy plan. And ladies and gentlemen, this for me is the one I am most passionate about, because it affects us, not just as individuals, it affects our families, it affects our country, it affects our race. Black people, with all due respect, are very poor on matters of financial legacy. For our counterparts of other races, you hear people in 6th, 7th generational wealth, 5th generational wealth, 10th generational wealth, meaning their great-great-great-great-grandfather left money for their great-great-great-grandfather, who left. The children cannot finish the money if they decide to, but guess what? Those children don't even plan to finish. They are leaving wealth for the next generation. Please explain to me how you plan to fight a battle against such a structure. You cannot. Many of us, we haven't the ones taking care of our parents and grandparents. We were not born into wealth. Not only were we not born into wealth, we haven't the ones spending on the back generation. And the worst part about it is that our current generation is not doing anything to fix it. If we continue like this, it doesn't matter how many placards you raise up there, your lives will not matter. You need legacy structures in place, and you must begin to develop those plans today as we speak. The next element of your PFR is a children's education plan. Many of you here, based on the shape of your faces and the way you are smiling up and down, you look like people that would like to have children. I'm suspecting you want to have children. These children you want to have, I'm also suspecting that you want them to go to school. You like them to go to the best of school. So many people say, oh, I dropped out in primary school. I want my child to go to secondary. Oh, I stopped in university. I want my child to do masters. All those I want my child, I love my child. What you are saying is, I have the money to sponsor it. Do you have the money to sponsor it? If you don't, please, can you reduce your hope and wish of having those children? And if you do, when you have those children, please put the money aside to train them. If not, you have no business dying. Don't die, stay alive and train your children. Work hard. Unfortunately for many of our parents, they spent the bulk of their income sending us to school, not just us, but the extended families as well. Many of us here are not taking care of extended families, just you, your wife, and 2 or 3 children, and you're speaking English. You don't even have an education plan in place. Anyway, it means that your PFR is impaired. You must have a proper children's education plan in place, and you must use the right tools. I see some people, by the way, the banks may come after me for this, but I don't even care. I worked there for a long time. Putting money aside in some savings accounts to fulfill, to pamper your conscience that, yes, I have financial plan for my children. Hey, I'm saving money for my children. And then I ask you how much you're saving. You have the effrontery to tell me you're putting 5,000 naira aside per month to train your child. In which school? Just so that when they say tick the box, are you putting money aside? You say, yes, I'm putting money aside. I don't know what you're putting aside, but it's not a children's education plan. It is not even a plan anyway, because if anything happens to you, who will fund that account? So it's not a good strategy, right? You need a fantastic strategy to support your children's education plan, which is an integral part of your PFR. Some people will say, I don't have my own child, but you're training other people's children. You are forming charity for other people's children. Please don't pay a child school fees for first term and tell the child you have tried. You have not tried. You have raised the child. So have a plan in place so that that child can continue and complete the journey you have started the child on. The next element of your PFR is a multiple streams of income plan. Here's the problem. For many of us here, we earn money from one place. For those who even earn money from many places, if you add all the places, it's not even up to one place. You are not doing well, though. You must have a plan in place. It's not the one that they will call you, oh, this business is good, you do it. You do it for 2 weeks and say, I beg. I can't keep myself. That's not a plan. You must settle down and set up a proper income plan with multiple streams, because there's a risk in concentration when you have only one source of income. So you must diversify. And I'll wrap up by saying this. Even in diversifying, even in having the multiple streams, you must ensure that you have a means of earning money daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually. As much as possible, find a way. I don't know about you, there's something delicious about alert. When alert hits your phone, it takes away hypertension. It just rejuvenates you. You feel younger and your hope is rekindled. How blessed are those who receive alerts on a daily and weekly basis? Wouldn't you like to be one of those? You need a plan to be able to do that. So I'll summarize the components of your PFR again: an effective budget, a risk plan, a savings and investment plan, a retirement plan, an estate and legacy plan, a children's education plan, and of course, a multiple stream of income plan. So before I continue, let's also be sure we are all on the same page. Are we all on the same page? Fantastic, okay, awesome. I am going to now share with you some nuggets. Oh, the health plan is there. It's under the risk plan. Health plans usually fall under risk plans. I will share with you some nuggets before I hand over to the next presenter. How do you earn money? It's time to look at the way you earn money. Let's look at some of them. I'll need to share my slides share my screen for a minute. Let's just have a look at this. And I'll need you to confirm that you can see my whiteboard. Okay, I do hope you can see it because I can't even see your comments if you. Okay. For some people, this is how they earn. They earn lump sums, meaning that the money comes bagam into the account. Examples of these people are contractors. And those group of people, let's not call their name, but you know them. When the money comes one kind, but it comes as a lump sum. And sometimes they can receive only one lump sum for their entire lives. For some, you get only one lump sum in 10 years. This is a style of earning. For another group of people, they earn lump sums, but regularly. These groups of people earn salaries. So you earn some form of money, but regularly, every month, every 2 weeks, some every 3 weeks, but it's salary, it's fixed. Then there's a third group of people who earn, let's see if we can describe it. This is how they earn. You notice the circles are different, but this is how they earn, all of these together. These groups of people are typically your business owners. Sorry, let me erase this. Your business owners will typically earn like this, like this. Sorry, let's talk about the people who earn like this. Sorry, my whiteboard is acting up. This group of people, the lump sum people, what are the advantages of earning money in lump sum? Number one is the money comes in bulk. So you can accomplish capital projects very easily. They find it easy to accomplish big ticket transactions. They are big boys when there's money. The disadvantage of these kinds of people, the lump sum group of people, is that they will typically have cash flow challenges. They typically think that they have money. So when the money is there, I don't know if you've ever lived with someone who was a contractor and a big boy contractor. When there's money, they live like princes. But when there's no money, they live like paupers. So this is one of the big issues with this group of people. They live the prince-pauper cycle. Because when the money is there, they do not plan. When the money goes, they realize that, they should have planned. But the next money comes and they forget to plan because they have to clear out outstanding debts, et cetera, et cetera. Try to imagine as I speak where you fall in and see what you can do about it. Let's talk about these groups of people who earn salaries or regular income, so it could be salaries or wages. The advantage of this group of people is that they have steady cash flow. They can plan because they know money is coming. As long as the organization who pays them a salary remains a going concern, they will have money. It is easier for this category of people to access credit because the credit institution knows that they have something coming, so they can hedge, they can take the risk. They can complete projects over a period. They may not rush one bam and complete a project, no, but they can plan and complete a project over a certain period. Let's look at some disadvantages of earning like this. There's concentration risk. Because if anything happens to this source, this salary is gone. And whomever it is that earns the salary gets into a crisis. Another disadvantage is they tend to become addicted to the salary, meaning that something you cannot do without is an addiction. So they find it difficult to even imagine not having a salary and become over-dependent on the salary alerts. This category of people, you see this group, they tend to have very high debt profiles because everybody wants to lend to them. And the loan packages are usually very sweet. So they tend to always take, Another thing is, if this category of people are the people, our village people like to visit. They have a lot of pressure from dependents because the dependents know that even if you don't give me today, you'll give me at the end of the month. In fact, if you check it, those calls start coming from the 23rd, from 22nd, they start taking position to attack this salary. That's the disadvantage of this group. Let's talk about this category of people. By the way, who do you think these people are? They're your typical business venture owners. They are the small and medium enterprise people. They earn in bits, but they're always earning. There's always money coming in. If the money is not coming in from sales of oil, it's coming in from sales of jerrycan, sales of water, sales of training materials. They're always selling. They have different ways of earning. And because the businessman or this business venture owner knows that if he does not work, he will not earn. He is constantly thinking, how do I create value? How do I earn more? How can I increase the number of earning circles in this my box? He's constantly thinking about that. And because he's constantly thinking about that, there's no limit to income, because if this is impaired, this will generate. If this is impaired, this will, the chances that all of these will be affected at the same time is very slim. So an advantage of this is that they keep thinking, how do I make money? There's no limit to how much they can make. If they work very hard, if they have right strategies, they can become billionaires over and over again. These people earn from multiple sources. I've given that example before. They're always thinking, how do I earn more money with what I have inside this my shop? These containers that we have here are not taking up the whole warehouse. How can I think of marketing this warehouse and renting out half of it? If this is our container self, why can't we? That is the mentality of the people who earn in this space. Another advantage they have is that they find it very easy to pivot. If there's a crisis here, they'll move to this. If there's a crisis here, they'll quickly move to this. They have the ability to quickly adapt to changes. The salary owner doesn't have the ability to pivot, because if anything happens to his organization, he will sink or swim with the organization. But here, the guy is ready to dump any and every and move on. However, what are the disadvantages of this space? The people who sit in this space are constantly under pressure to earn. If they do not act, they will not earn. They will not have reserves. And if there are no sales, there will be no revenue. Those are the two major disadvantages. So if you're on this call, you need to ask yourself, to which of these categories do I belong? Do I belong in the lump sum group, the salary group, or the BVO group? For all of them, there are disadvantages. But for the best position to be in is to find a way to incorporate all of the strategies in your earning. And this is where the crux of the matter lies. How do you, doing what you are doing now, earning how you're earning now, introduce lump sum earnings into your earning profile or your earning portfolio? How do you get something that pays you a salary on a monthly basis? And at the same time, how do you earn from such multiple streams that all of them can be attached to costs? You can tie each of these to costs and save these and attach these to costs. Those are the kinds of questions you need to answer in your PFR. But first of all, you must understand how you earn, because this is what drives virtually every other thing. Please confirm you understood what I just said. Okay. Fantastic. The next thing we're going to look at before we go, unfortunately, I just have to run through and see how much of it I can cover before I leave. Let me briefly talk about some common financial mistakes I have seen. There are so many of them, but I'll touch on just 13. I will list them. Number one is partial or improper budgeting. I've talked a bit about budgeting, but this remains the number one error. Partial or improper budgeting. Number two is embarking on building projects prematurely. This one, the people most guilty of it are the salary earners. So you start building, forgetting that you are going to soon start having children who will need school fees. You're getting into the age where your cost profile is going to spike. And then you start a building project. This category of people are responsible for most of, this category, salaries and bulk earners are responsible for most of the uncompleted projects you have lying around, because they start the project and the next thing, life happens. It's a big mistake many people make. There's a right way to build. We'll talk about it usually in our coaching classes. There's a structure around building. The number 3 common financial mistake is your inability to say no. You see that your inability to say no, that your inability to say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do it at this time. Can we look at it next month? Can we look at it in 4 months? Or can we not look at it at all? And please, next time, can you not come to me with this request? Or are you okay? Or, yeah, who sent you to me? Any of those responses, depending on how nice you are, your inability to give those responses as nicely as possible is part of the problem. And it's part of the issues many people have. The fourth mistake is the mistake of not starting at all. For many people, they feel overwhelmed. They feel, look, my situation is so bad. I can't do anything about it. So I'd rather just stay. I'd rather just let it be. I can't. There's nothing I can do about it. And the beautiful thing about the human mind is that when you tell it you cannot, the mind is fine with it. It just goes to sleep. The mind is very lazy. It has capacity, but when the owner says it does not want to do, the mind will just go and sleep. And the minute you say you can't, the mind shuts down and you remain where you are. You don't get better. Another group close to this, still in number 4, is the group that suffers from what I like to call analysis paralysis. You tell them to do something, they will ask, okay, if I do it like this, but what if as we do it, this now happens? Okay, I would have done it, but someone told me that if I do it, okay, let me think about it. Hey, and sure, they said that banks right now, the interest has dropped. No, let me think of which other place I can put my money. You think it's a good idea? Okay. No, I will not do yet. But I should do. The same person, he has answered himself, he has questioned himself, he goes on. And guess what he ends up not doing? Nothing. He ends up not doing anything. He just stays where he is. While he's still analyzing, the world is moving on. And one of the best gifts God has given us is also one of the worst gifts we can ever imagine, the gift of time. Time honors and bows to those who respect it. Time shows shaggy to those who disrespect it. The beautiful thing about time is whether you honor it or you disrespect it, time moves inexorably on. Time will move. So if you like, don't earn today, you will spend today. But guess what? Time goes on. While you are thinking, while you are wondering, while you are wailing, while you are wishing, time is moving on. That's number 4. That's the 4th major mistake. The 5th mistake is not sweating assets. Many people, especially, in fact, let me start with the people on the school. Do you even know your assets? What are your assets? If I ask us to write our assets, what I will see in the chat box will be house, car, money in account. Hey, I don't have asset again. Oh, okay, I have DVD player. I have one. What's the name of that hair? You know our hair now. Bond thread. I have one bond thread hair. I have one Mexican coil hair. Those are assets now, anyhow. And you keep thinking about those kinds of things as assets. Yes, they are assets as well. They can be assets. But the biggest assets you have are the assets of your youth. You are young, you are vibrant, you can move, you can think. The ability to think, the ability to interact. You have a family support system. You have a network of individuals. You belong to a group. You have social connections. All of those are assets. You have a mind that can reason. You have the ability to make people laugh. You have the ability to connect. All the things I have listed are also your assets. Now the question is, how much have you made from those assets? What have you earned? What value have you been able to squeeze out of those assets? Are those assets sweating? Every asset you have is a talent that has been given to you, and you will give accounts for how well you have used your talent. So if you sing very well, how have you made money from singing? Not necessarily just money in terms of alerts. You can make money in terms of connections. You can make money in terms of opening avenues, in terms of building relationships that eventually lead to income. That's the way assets work. So are you sweating your assets? Anyway, that's the fifth biggest mistake. Fifth common mistake individuals make with their finances. Number 6 is quitting. You say this quitting, there's no point dwelling on it. We know what it means. You do small, you get tired, you dump it, you leave it. You do 2 minutes, you leave it. And you continue, and you still dump the next thing you are starting on. Please stop quitting. It's very annoying. It's annoying to the project. And guess what? As you quit, if you keep quitting regularly, your brain understands that. Now, my organ liver, and this one, the initial ginger. I know my organ now. That's your brain and your mind and your soul and your heart. Depends on what you call them. All of them will sit down in parlor drinking beer and say, okay, your God don't start down again. Initial grad, you go soon dump. I know now. Are you that kind of person? Are you that kind of person with your finances? Quitting. Number 7, not delaying gratification. You want it now, you want it today, you want it no. In fact, if I don't, and women, am I communicating? Especially women, we believe that if we don't have that thing today, we will die. But guess what? You will not die. There's something I say to myself when I really need to delay gratification or delay my gratification on something, and I realize that I'm finding it difficult. I say to myself, the version I want has not been made. I'll be ready to buy it when the new version is out. Number 8, not planning for worst case scenarios. Many people believe that it's not my portion, I am anointed, I pay tithes, I made this, I do this, it will never happen to me. Please just stop. You must plan. Not just think about it, you must plan for worst case scenarios, like loss of job, loss of spouse, loss of income, loss of anything. You must prepare for it. Number 9, not deliberately planning funerals. Except you have not buried somebody before, please. Anyway, in the coaching sessions, funeral plan is critical, it's compulsory, we start with it. Number 10, not factoring financial compatibility in the choice of spouse. I talk about this a lot when I train organizations on relationship matters with respect to finance. It's not enough to marry. It's not enough to enter a partnership. You must be sure that the partnership is sound financially, that you have made your inquiries about the financial capabilities and capacity of the person. Even if the person doesn't have money today, I mean, you're not married because of money, but does the person have the mind to accept the financial lessons that will come? Please, I don't want to dwell on it, but please, you know what I'm talking about. Number 11, not exposing children to financial literacy early enough. Most of us are where we are today because our parents did not expose us to financial literacy early enough. Number 12, not being deliberate about giving. You need to set up a system of giving. You cannot just give haphazardly. Giving is good. In fact, you must give, but you must give in a systemic manner and understand the implications of not giving. Because sometimes you have emergencies where you must give. You must also understand the implication and know what to do. Number 13, not building on personal finance vocabulary. Some of us, the only thing we know about finance is debit alert, credit alert. Those are the only things we know. And so, okay, we know savings account, but we don't know what it means. We hear of current account, but we don't know what it means. Let's forget about treasury bills and all that, no need. Make a conscious decision this year to improve on your financial vocabulary. And number 14, not putting aside for retirement early enough. Many people start preparing for retirement when retirement is next door. These are some of there are so many mistakes, but these are the most common. I will quickly talk about what you need to start doing before I call on the representative from EDC to talk to us. The first thing you must start doing is set up a financial planning session. It's not even negotiable if you mean business. The second thing you need to do is to open a mutual fund account. If you've not opened one, please just open one. We will talk about what it means later, but just take note. You must open a mutual fund account. Number 3, you must set up an endowment if you have dependents. Please set up an endowment. Those features and what they mean, we'll talk about later, but note it. Number 4, you must draft your will. If you have dependents who will suffer, if anything happens to you, that's even a critical one. Even if you don't have dependents, start drafting your will. You get why. Number 5, get an effective budgeting template. It's not enough. I have a budgeting template I sell. Many people have bought it. But when I call them to inquire, say, I've not yet opened it. Please, when you buy it, use it. You will understand why as you start using it. Number 6, by now you would have learned, if you've not already learned before now, but by now you should have learned the way the world is going, that you need selling skills, you need a sales skill. You must get a sales skill. It is critical. And finally, you must evaluate, then clear your goals regularly, your goals table. Just like the corporate bodies do, at the end of the year, they clear out, oh, this is what I set out to do at the beginning of the year. This is what I achieved. You will clear it. So I've achieved 100%, that's fine, you clear it out. Oh, I did not achieve. Clear it out and start afresh. Oh, I was supposed to make 100 million, but I made 200 million. Clear it out and start afresh regularly. It doesn't have to be annually, it can be weekly, it can be preferably quarterly. But clear and start. Always clean out and start. There's a reason for it, which we usually will talk about. And finally, start. Just start. That is the most important action you can take today. Ladies and gentlemen, with these points of mine, I hope I have been able to convince you that your personal financial roadmap is critical. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Thank you. I will come back I'll come back later to conclude my aspect. But before I leave, I want to hand you over to Yemisi. Please confirm you're ready.
Yes, Tobore. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I have in our midst a very dear person to me. Her name is Yemisi Ogunmola. She used to be my madam before. So she can confirm that they didn't sack me, I ran, I quit. Yemisi is a representative of EDC Asset Management. EDC belongs to the Ecobank Group. Yemisi will talk to us more about it, but Yemisi is here to talk to us for a few minutes about Yemisi. Okay. So Yemisi is here to talk to us about some of their products. Please pay attention and listen. Please listen. We will talk a little more after these presentations. Yemisi, over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tobore. Thank you so much. Once again, good morning to
Yemisi,
everyone. Happy New Year. This year was kind of... Hello, can you hear me? Please confirm.
Yes, I can hear you. Okay. There was a bit of a glitch, but we can hear you now.
Okay. Wale, please put up my slide. While we're putting up the slide, like Tobore said, my name is Yemisi Ogunmola. I work with EDC Fund Management. Actually, I head the business. Tobore and I worked together, and I want to say a big thank you as usual for the insightful points. One thing about Tobore's presentation is just points, not long story. So thank you for that. I don't know, Wale, please, the presentation. I'll keep talking so that, because she has warned me before, my time is very limited. So yes, thank you. Put it on slide mode. And yes, next, the first slide, please. So From EDC Fund Management, we are the asset management arm of EcoBank. Before I go into companies do. So basically what we do in asset management, and most asset management, is we just plan, we pull different people's funds together and invest, putting in mind your risk appetite, putting in mind your objectives, because unlike other investment components or other investment companies, people just say they want to do fixed deposits. What is the fixed deposit for? But in asset management companies, we always take note of your risk. We always take note of, okay, so what is this money for? So we have different products that are for different things. I want to say for just 1 year, there's a product that we feel suits you. I want to say for 5 years, I want to say for 10 years. I don't even have time to be doing all the calculations. I just have this money I want you to invest for me. So that's the most important thing. And also asset management will give you more opportunities, will diversify your portfolio. So if you have 10 naira, we might tell you don't put the whole 10 naira in one product. You can put 2 naira in one product, put 1 naira in another product. So basically that is what asset management companies do, unlike other investment solutions. So Wale, please go to the third slide where about EDC. So like I said, we are the investment arm of EcoBank, and we have presence in Cameroon, we have presence in Nigeria, we have presence in Cote d'Ivoire, we have presence in Ghana. Currently now, the assets under management in EDC is over $1 billion US. Like you all know, EcoBank is a Pan-African bank, so we report most of our assets in dollars. So we have assets over $1 billion under management. But one key thing for us in EDC, and that is what we've been doing, we've even started already this year doing that. We feel that most Nigerians, even the educated people, they just work. They don't create wealth. They don't know how to transfer the wealth to the next generation. So that is one thing we are so committed in doing. Last year, we had over 60, 70 presentations to institutions to tell their staff that, look, you're working now, tomorrow you will have to resign or they might sack you. What plans have you said? And it dovetails into all what Tobore has said. You just need to plan. There is no rocket science. There is no magic you can do. If you don't plan, you would fail. So that is just it. So that is one of our one thing we are very passionate about, so to say. We'd like to help people to create wealth. We'll help you with your financial planning. We help you to understand the basic principle of money management, investments, transfer of wealth. We have different kinds of clients. So those are our key things. I mean, those are the key things we do in EDC fund management. Next slide, please, Wale. So next thing to talk about is our products. But before we talk about our products, I just want you to look at this simulation. I always tell people we like to be more practical. We just don't say things, we just want to be practical. So we actually sat down and we did this simulation for some of our clients. And we said, if you save, let's assume you just gave birth to a child. If you save 50,000 every month from from your salary, from your revenue, from your wages, every month for that child, by the time that child is 18 years, you will have saved 31 million. I know some people, like there's a group Tobore talked about, that they say, there is inflation, the interest rate is small, I don't have 50,000. They will keep coming up with different excuses. But we keep telling you, no matter what, there's nothing you and I can do about inflation. There's nothing you and I can do about the interest rates. There's nothing, there's so little under our control when it comes to saving. But you know what? If you save this 50,000, you have this 31 million. That's normally, on a good day, you see some people, they'll go to the bar, or like she said, your bone straight hair that you'll have bought, you'll have spent. You realize that this 50,000, I keep saying 50 million, sorry. The 50,000, you could have spent it and you know what you spent it for. But if you take this 50,000 every month consistently for 18 years, this is the amount you will have, which you can use to do so many things. We don't know what exchange rate will be then. We don't know what inflation will be then, but you have 31 million naira to start whatever you want to start with. So next slide, please. So this is something I just felt everybody should just know about and should just put at the back of your mind. Next slide, Wale. So it boils down to our products. So basically, like I said, we have different products for different objectives with different risk capabilities. But most things we do in our own business, they are what we call mutual funds. Mutual funds, basically, your money cannot get lost. We have custodians. So even if, like my people will say, God forbid, if something happens to EDC, your money is with a custodian. You get your money back fully. They are very convenient. There is no much calculation you're doing. And it's just so easy. And most of these funds, like I said from the previous slide, you can set a standing order to it so that every month a portion is taken out and moved into this fund. So the first one, the easiest one, the EDC Money Markets Fund, it's like I said, it's a money market. The 90% is treasury bills, the remaining 10% is more or less. But one thing I just want you to know is the returns on these investments are far, far better than what you will get in any savings account in the world. I mean, in Nigeria, you see your money market fund doing so well. You can add to it anytime, you can remove from it. Minimum amount is 5,000 naira. I'm sure everybody here has 5,000 naira. But as Tobore said, 5,000 naira, what are you doing with the 5,000 naira? So you need to have a goal. What do I want to save for? Am I saving for my house rent in 1 year? Am I saving for my child's school fees in 1 year? The EDC Money Market Fund is a short-term investment. So we tell people if you want to save for just 1 year, you have things you have to save for 1 year. When we started all this financial planning training, EcoBank was our first target. So we actually trained our staff. I mean, we did the presentation to them. And the next year, we had so many people come to tell us thank you. They didn't have a struggle paying their children's school fees. The next year, they didn't have a problem paying their house rent, because I know my house rent is 100 naira. If I take 10 naira out of my salary every month and save, by the time the house rent is due, I don't have to start running around to say, please borrow me money, my house rent is due. The most important thing is you just need to plan. You need to know what you're planning for and save towards that. So the money markets fund minimum, like I said, is 5,000 naira. And we have a class B, which is for corporates, is 50 million naira. That's for the corporates anyway. And minimum holding period is 30 days. You can come in anytime, you can go out anytime. There's nothing like it's a fixed investment. You cannot take your money out yet. No, it's anytime because you have planned a duration you want, that is when you take your money out. Now, this is the one that really interested in me most of the time, the EDC Fixed Income Fund. The EDC Fixed Income Fund is more of a long-term investment, because like you see on the screen there, you have bonds. I don't know, most people, let me just give a short definition of all these terms that I'm going to use. I'm sure most of you know what treasury bills are. Treasury bills are government borrowings. For longest treasury bill is 365 days. Government wants to borrow for 1 year. They'll push it out to the public, you invest. Bonds are when governments are borrowing for longer term. They're borrowing for 3 years, they're borrowing for 5 years, they're borrowing for 10 years. You have Eurobonds. Eurobonds are bonds when the government or institutions are borrowing in another currency apart from the currencies that they own in that countries. You have commercial papers. Commercial papers are when institutions, companies are borrowing money, mostly on a short-term purposes also. So those are the kind of assets that we have in these investments. So like I said, the fixed income fund is more of a long-term investment. And we always emphasize it because there are bonds in these assets, in this particular product. don't want to save for 1 year and put your money in a fixed income fund. The returns on the fixed income fund, because of the duration, because it's a long-term fund, the returns are always more attractive. The fixed income fund, I want to save for my child's education. I want to build a house in the next 5 years. I want to retire. You can use a fixed income fund for your retire, but always make sure it's a long-term investment. And long-term, when we say long-term, we're saying anything 2 years, 3 years and above. The risk on the fixed income is medium. And the reason why we said it's medium is because if you invest in the fixed income fund and you're coming out at the wrong time, you might lose part of your interest. But if you're saying, okay, my target is 5 years, and you're consistent, you're saving every month, or if you want to do every quarter for those 5 years, you will get the most attractive returns. On the fixed income fund last year for EDC, the year to date for the fixed income was almost 13%, while the money markets, we did barely 8-9%. So you can see the difference, but it's for people that are doing long term for the fixed income. So for the fixed income, we also now thought about it. So the EDC Kiddie Vest and the EDC Edu Vest, they are parts of the fixed income fund. So basically the Kiddie Vest is, I've just given birth to a child. I need to start teaching that child how to start investing from the start. So all the money from ICOMO, ICOMO is naming ceremony, all the money from naming ceremony, all the money from baby dedication, all the money from birthdays, I start investing into that fund for the child. By the time the child is 3-4 years, he has a bit of knowledge. You tell them, look, you have this money, your birthdays, this is what it's being used for. In our time, mom will just say, bring it. Until tomorrow, we never know where the money went to. But please, we need to start teaching our children at the very young age the value of money. And that is by helping them to start to invest. The EduVest is almost the same, is under the fixed income fund too. And basically is to say, I want to send my child to Harvard in the next 18 years. Remember that other slide I showed you with those calculations? You just have to start saving towards it every month, every quarter, semi-annually. It depends on what you want to do. But the most important thing is you just need to start saving. Next slide, please. Wale, next slide, please. Yes. These 3 funds are funds that we submitted to SEC, and by Q1, we should get it. That's the end of March. We have the EDC Nigerian Allow Fund. So we have some people that are ethically inclined that want to invest. There's some rules and regulations. You cannot invest in breweries. You cannot invest in tobacco. They don't take interest. They just share. So there are some ethical things involved in it that will be launched also. And we also have the Dollar Fund, which is almost like done already. We all see what our Naira is doing. We all see what devaluation is doing. And if I want to send my child to Harvard, it's so much better for me to be investing in dollars. And that will also be launched by Q1. Then we have the EDC Balanced Fund. The EDC Balanced Fund is more or less equities and money market instruments. Tobere mentioned it. Most people are not investing in equities now because they said the market crashed some 20 years ago. But honestly, you get the best returns from equities, but if it's properly managed. That is why we're coming out with a fund that is going to be properly managed by a fund manager that knows when to buy and when to exit. We know stocks that have done almost 20-30% in 2021. And some people are still saying they're not investing in stocks. Please, that is one thing you should invest in totally. It should be part of your plan. It should be part of your asset allocation. Should go into either buying stocks directly or into a balanced fund, because the balanced fund would take care of the stocks, and you have more returns on your book. How do we start? Just a summary. Next slide, please. Just a summary of of what you need to do to start. We have an application form, which is on our website, or which we can share with you. We have the standing order form. We always tell people, don't say you want to transfer every month by yourself. Just set up a standing order. Once you set up a standing order, you would, I mean, it's off your plate. I mean, you're good to go every month. You attach the normal KYC, you attach in banks. If you want to open any account anywhere, your passport, your utility, your ID, and birth certificates for your minors, and you send to us. The account to credit is all on the form. We always try to make our onboarding journey for our customers very simple. So once you do this, we don't need the physical, just scan it to us. Or if you are anywhere around, just call us. We can just always send it via your phone to us, and you'll be onboarded and you're good to go. But the thing is, you just have to have a plan, stick by the plan, reevaluate your plan from time to time, and don't mix it up. I tell people, I mean, I've been working now for almost 15, 16 years, but initially at the beginning, I made that mistake. I always keep referring to what Tobere said. You'll be saving more money in one account, you think you are doing something, but when something comes up, you find out you take that money, it's not for the purpose. So you always have to have a plan. Once you have your plan, stick to the plan and make sure you consistently, there's that time. Don't expect returns immediately. We have some clients when we started this, and they will save 50,000 for 2-3 months, and they'll say, my returns are small. If I had done all those money, I don't want to promote it. I don't want to call their names. If I'd done those ones, I actually had to even speak to a client just yesterday, because we paid out returns on this investment. Because this investment, you either tell us to pay you returns, or you tell us to roll over the returns. So we paid the returns to them for the quarter. We paid it yesterday, and this client called me. I was like, no, this is not the amount. And I did the calculation. Now said, no, I thought it was 10% flat. I said, no legit investor will give you 10% flat right now. If you're getting 10% flat, you're risking your capital. So please, 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 just make sure you consult your financial planner. They will tell you, they will draw up a financial plan for you. Once they drop the financial plan, you will see the different kind of products that suit the different objectives, putting in mind your risk appetite. If your risk appetite is low, do mutual funds. If you have higher risk, and I always tell people, the younger people, you should have higher risk because you have a longer time to work. Invest in stocks, invest in bonds, invest in the balanced funds. So I hope I've not exceeded my time, but those are our contact details. Feel free to reach us. Tobere can reach me anytime. So thank you very much. And I hope I've been able to add value to all what Tobere has said today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yemisi. Thank you. Oh, yes. Thank you very much, Yemisi. Yes, you have added value, as you always have. I had an incredible working relationship with Yemisi. And I keep saying to people, Wale, you can stop sharing screen now. I keep saying to people, your relationships are one of your biggest assets. It's important that you keep relationship. If I had a bad relationship with Yemisi, if I call her, she'll say, please, excuse. In fact, she'll send my number to voicemail or warn me for trying to reach her. But today we can remain friends. Today, she supports my programs. Today, I am available to continue that relationship. Thank you, Yemisi. Yemisi came from EDC. Our next presentation is from Melissa. Please confirm you're ready for us. Are you ready? Okay, let's give Melissa a few minutes while we call on Tim. Tim is a representative of BIP Edge, and Tim will be talking to us about something very interesting. All these people I am calling are for you to start acting. Remember what we said. It's not the time to be thinking up and down. It is time to act. And please listen to Tim. He has something exciting to say. I don't bring people that are not exciting. Everybody I bring here has something exciting to share. And please don't fall my hand. You need to start acting. I wanted to say, please put your hands together for Tim, but I realize if you do, he will not hear you. So Tim hears me saying, welcome, and it's good to have you here with us.
Thank you, Tubori. Well done, fantastic session so far. Financial woman, making people financially educated and properly positioned. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Let me quickly share my screen. Yes, I'm sure we can hear me loud and clear. My name is Timothy Kide, and I'm here representing Beep Edge. In a few minutes, I'm going to be telling us what Beep Edge is all about. I'm primarily here to talk to a major category of people, a group of people who fall into two separate categories. I'm here basically to talk to employees, people who are in paid employment, specifically employees who are close to retirement and employees who are interested in making a successful transition from paid to self-employment. So I'm going to quickly, first of all, talk about the problem we're trying to address and then present to us the solutions we've put together that is addressing the problem that we've identified that the average employee across sectors is battling with every day and every time. So, yes, in Nigeria today, over 60% of employees want to leave paid employment to start their own business, but they often do not. We did a survey a few years ago, and we found out that out of every 5 employees you speak to, a minimum of 3 is interested in leaving paid employment. Also, you find out that I personally do retirement trainings for people who are close to retirement. And I've come to see where when employees are getting close to retirement, as the retirement is getting, they're unhappy, they're confused, all kinds of negative emotions and all of that. And they begin to wonder, some will even think it's their village people giving them headache. Also, we also found out that, which is part of the problem, retirees often start and run their own businesses using their severance package or their retirement benefit. Just a few days ago, I was with a client who actually is in retirement running the business, and has been using part of his monthly pension to actually sort out some of the business issues, to pay some of the staff. He told me a whole lot of stories. I felt very pained. Sincerely, I felt very pained, but that's the case you see. And also, again, 8 out of every 10 startups in Nigeria often fail in the first 1 to 3 years for various reasons. And some of the reasons primarily why we find out that employees who want to live in paid employment but never do leave, some of the reasons include: 1, little or no business startup experience or expertise. Some people have been in employment all their lives, so the last 20 to 30 years. You know, being in paid employment, especially when it's a good job and they're running the business out there, is a different ballgame altogether. So often employees have little or no business startup expertise or experience. The lack of sufficient funds to start up a business. I always tell somebody that, you know, and somebody will say, I've worked for 10, 20, 30 years, and then I want to start a business. And I'm saying I do not have money to start a business. And like Tubori has been saying, there never was a plan. There never was a plan. If there was a plan from the beginning or at some point, funds will never be an issue. And of course, the lack of the needed support. The average employee, even a business owner, needs the right support for the business to grow, much less an employee who just wants to start. So they lack that needed support to enable the employee make that transition from paid to self-employment is often lacking. When it's time to leave paid employment, it's almost like you're on your own. It's now you are taking your destiny in your hand. The company is telling you, well done, you've tried for us, especially if you're going to retirement. You've tried for us. Back in the days, they'll give you a golden watch. They'll give you a big clock, you know, well done, thank you. Give you a little package, you're off. You know, you're on your own now, nothing, no backing, nothing also. So there's no support structure to enable the employee step out into the unknown and say everything is going to be okay. So these are some of the problems we are trying to address, and herein is the solution. BeepEdge. BeepEdge is a fintech and an edutech platform that is designed to support employees to successfully make the transition from paid to self-employment. It's a mobile app that what we've done is we've brought a successful transition to your fingertip. With your phone, you can begin to actually plan and effectively prepare for your transition. In BeepEdge, we say save, prepare, and start. Our vision over the next 10 years, which we started this journey from last year, our vision over the next 10 years is to move a minimum of 1 million employees across Africa successfully from paid employment to self-employment. I can boldly tell you that there are a lot of successful business owners who are locked up in paid employment. They're running businesses and providing jobs for a lot of the younger ones, but because of the lack of expertise, because of the lack of the right support structure, because of the lack of knowledge, many are still stuck in paid employment, hoping, and you know, hope is not the strategy, hoping that one day somehow something will happen and everything will just sort out itself. It will never work. So instead of waiting until the time where the company tells you you have to go, BeepEdge is a platform you can begin to actively engage. The word is actively. It is not a passive platform. It's an active platform where you begin to engage. So on the BeepEdge platform, there are 4 key solutions you can engage there. First of all is our roadmap, what we call the transitional roadmap. The transitional roadmap enables you to begin to prepare for your business. The transitional roadmap, 2 series of questions, will begin to help you know, okay, what do I need to do? One of the biggest questions I have seen that employees often cannot answer when they think about leaving paid employment is, what do I do when I leave paid employment? What line of business? What sector do I go into? What do I even know what to do? I don't even know where to start from. So our transitional roadmap will begin to enable you to answer those questions. You begin to make progress in that direction. Going through the roadmap, and for now, the roadmap is free. So when you do download the app, you can engage. After a while, the roadmap is going to be paid for, but for now, it's free, so you can get on board quickly. So first of all, you have the roadmap. The roadmap begins to give you a level of clarity, a level of confidence, a level of certainty in the journey you want to take into the unknown. The roadmap provides that for you. And then next, there's savings on the app. You begin to save towards a specific business. You want to start at a specific time with a specific budget, because the roadmap will also help you to say, how much do I want to save for the business I want to start? So for example, I'm saying I want to leave paid employment in 5 years, or I want to leave paid employment in the next 2 years, and I want to save 10 million. And the roadmap is saying, how much do you earn on a monthly basis? This is my salary range. How much are you willing to save monthly? This is my range. The roadmap then begins to tell you, if you do want to save 10 million, you need to save X amount on a monthly basis so you can have the capital you need to start that business when you get to that particular spot. Because eventually you will get to that 10 or 5 years away, that 2, 3, 5, 10 years away that looks very far. Before you know it, you are there already. So the roadmap begins to help you will help you decide how much you need to save, and then you actually start this. The major part of the platform is that it is one thing to have your roadmap ready. It's another thing to start your savings, but then it's a different ball game for you as an individual to be ready. And that's the core of BeepEdge. I've often seen employees leave paid employment, go into self-employment, and they become the biggest problem of their own business because they carry the employee's mentality into self-employment. You cannot think as an employee and operate as an entrepreneur. There's a need to make that mental shift so that you can begin to engage as an employee, engage as an employer or as an entrepreneur. So on the app, there are a series of trainings you can engage. There are consulting sessions you can engage that begins to prepare you for the journey ahead, so that in 2 years, your money is ready, you are also ready, and you do not make that mistake of doing business and failing and saying, you know what, business is not for everybody. I'm running back into paid employment. I've seen people do that a lot. They step out and say, you know what, I want to start my business. Like Tubore did. Tubore stepped out, started her own business. Thank God she never ran back. I've seen a lot of people, when they get their fingers burned, they'll tell you, not everybody is called to do business. So people are called to do business. It's not true. Business is a set of skill. Everybody or anybody can learn it. Anybody, as long as you're willing to pay the price of self-discipline, give it the needed time and attention, learn the skill, anybody can do business. So BPED will begin to prepare you. While you are saving in paid employment, BPED begins to prepare you and everything you need for that business, all the way into registering your business, taking you through series of training, helping you decide what line of business you want to do, helping you package all of this so that when you're leaving paid employment, even before you leave, you already know what you're going into. In fact, BPED would enable you to take early retirement. I've seen friends who have refused early retirement at some point because they don't know what to do. Your company is offering you a lot more. You know what? Leave now. I will pay you double of what you should have been paid in 2 years. And the fellow is saying, I'm not sure I want to take it. The only reason is he doesn't know what to do. He's scared of the future. The fear of leaving paid employment has held him bound so much. He's refusing serious cool cash. Sometimes over 100 million, and somebody is saying, I'm not sure I want to take it. I rather remain here. I've been collecting my salary small, until whenever. Eventually you will leave. You would have to leave. You can't stay there forever. So BPED is going to help you prepare and help you save and prepare and ensure that when the time comes to leave, there's the confidence to leave. You're moving out of your business. I have a client I'm dealing with right now who's been in the bank for about 30 years. She just retired. We just got to meet recently. And she's saying, I don't even know what to do. So we started first of all from saying, what do you want to do now that you've left? After 30 years, you say, you know what, all my passion, everything, I've lost it. I don't even know what. So BPED will help you get ready. So you can download the app from Play Store. It's very available now. Download the app from Play Store. We're coming onto iOS pretty soon. You can also chat with us on our numbers. We're across all social media platforms. That's our website. You can look us up. Download the app now. The roadmap is free for now. There are free trainings on the app. All of this you can engage and begin to have clarity in where you want to go as it concerns what you want to do, either by reason of leaving paid employment out of retirement, or you're saying, I'm not called out for paid employment for so long, I'll work for a while and then leave. So at BPED, we say you save, you prepare, and then you start. That's what we're here to do, to support you to successfully make the transition from paid to self-employment. So reach out to us, chat with us if you have more questions. We're very available to answer you. Download the app, experience the app, get back to us. I want to see you. Join us in this journey. Thank you very much, Tubore. I hope I didn't exceed my time. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you very much, Tim. Thanks for sharing this amazing opportunity with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are learning. More importantly, I hope you will act. Okay, I'm here to follow up. Thank you very much. It gives me great pleasure to call another friend. Everybody's my friend. If you're adding value, you're my friend. Even if I don't know you, if you're adding value, you're my friend. But this one is a dear friend. I want to call on Goodness. Goodness is also on the panel. Goodness will be talking to us for 5 to 10 minutes on products offered by Leadway Insurance. Goodness, please confirm you can hear me. Hello, Goodness. Okay. It seems Goodness cannot hear me. So I will hold on with, okay, Goodness. Hello, Goodness. Okay, while we wait for Goodness, I will call on Melissa. Melissa is another friend. I call her my madam. Melissa, please put on your video and confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, you're on the road.
Yeah, but I can do my presentation.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, okay. Please put your hands together for wherever you are. I know we cannot hear you, but please put your hands together for Melissa, a representative from Stanbic Insurance, as she shares with us some lovely packages. When they are all done, I will come back and summarize what we have done today and tell you the steps you need to take to start your journey. Over to you, Malisa.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Malisa. All right, so quickly, because of my time, I'm Stanbic IBTC Insurance, and I'll be talking on annuity. Okay, so basically, Stanbic IBTC is a financial institute. We produce end-to-end financial services. A lot of us are very familiar with Stanbic IBTC. Okay, so we're a member of the group of Stanbic IBTC group. We have a lot of subsidiaries. Some of you are familiar with our banks. Some of you are familiar with our PFA. Some of you are familiar with our asset management. But a lot of people also need to know that we have the insurance arm right there in Stanbic IBTC. So you can actually take up all of your financial services with us. Now we have a couple of them, but based on what is trending recently in the area of retirees, we have a lot of retirees that are coming out, not making very good financial decisions on their retirement. We thought it was necessary we come talk to you about what we call annuity. Let's talk about pension. Now, for those of you who are registered in various PFAs with your contributory pensions, you are familiar with your RSA account. Now, while you're working, there are a lot of deductions that are going on from your retirement savings, from your salary to your retirement savings account. And it's expected that when you retire, you're going to be getting a certain lump sum and afterwards pension for life. Now, a lot of people need to also understand that at retirement, you have a choice as a retiree on what to do. How do I assess my pension? What instruments do I want to use to assess my pension? Now, when we talk about retirement, I like to take my time to explain what I mean by retirement. Retirement is not when I retire and then I have the next job I'm doing. Retirement is not when I retire and I'm still strong, I'm healthy, I can sign off another job, I can run around for a lot of businesses. Retirement is when you retire and at a certain time, you cannot really do a lot of activities. That is the point where you really need money to work for you or to assist you or to support your old age, so to say. So, but what happens now after retirement? You don't take a good decision as to how to assess your pension. Before now, we used to have what we call the old pension scheme, whereby a retiree, either from the federal, especially, we get that a lot from the federal ministries, the civil service commissions, where you retire, and then you have people who have retired 30 years ago, 35 years ago, 40 years ago that are still earning pension. They are on what we call a life pension. What do we have now? When you retire, you have the option of either taking retirement to run for a couple of years or to run till whenever the retiree passes on. So I'm here to actually talk about the option of what we'll call a life pension. It's called annuity. Annuity means pension for life. So if I retire, I'm expected that I should get a certain amount of money till as old as I can get or as long as I live. So I want to simply define annuity as pension for life. And then for us here in Stanbic IBTC, our policy can be purchased very easily because you already have a retirement savings account. At the point of retirement, of course, you're going to be assessing some lump sum. You're going to be assessing, some people call it gratuity, but it's called lump sum. And afterwards, what happens to the balance of your RSA account? What happens to my remaining money? If I retire with, I give an example, I retire with 10 million naira and they give me, say, 5 million naira. What happens to the remaining 5 million naira is I take a decision to go on a life pension called annuity, whereby Stanbic IBTC Insurance provides you with pension that will pay you a certain amount of money for the rest of your life. Now, annuity is very, very beneficial. A lot of people might want to ask, why choose annuity over other options of annuity? The reason is this. Annuity as a product is designed by the regulators, PENCOM. An annuity is such that it's structured that at the end of the day, the retiree earns a lot more higher than he or she would have ordinarily earned if he wasn't on a life pension. So annuity is meant to pay you higher. Annuity is meant to pay you for life. That is why there's so much emphasis on life. Life. I retire at 50 and then I live till 90. I live till 100. definitely the assurance that you have pension running is what annuity gives to you. So annuity is the payment of a lifetime for an annuitant. Annuity is structured that he pays you a regular annuity payout, a fixed amount that is calculated from the beginning at the inception of retirement, a fixed amount of money that is paid for the rest of the life of the retiree. The retiree also has an option because, in all that we try to do, we try to put some level of flexibility in it. There are some retirees who retire and want to earn quarterly for some reasons. Some want to earn half yearly, some want to earn yearly. So it's flexible also for retirees to say, look, if I retire, I don't want my money monthly because I also have other streams of income. I have investment, I have businesses, or I'm doing another job or something whereby they can pay me monthly salary. But can I have my pension coming in quarterly, half yearly, or yearly so that I could use it for other things? Yes, you can. You have the option of doing that. But the basic essence of annuity is to provide pension for you for the rest of your life. And it's simple because the fund is already there. You don't need to get the money from anywhere else. You've worked over the years, 35 years, 20 years, as the case may be. Your money is already in your retirement savings account. At the point of retirement, all you need to do is to inform us that you want to take up a life pension that is being provided by Stanbic IBTC Life Insurance Limited. So all we need to do is to get a statement of your RSA account and get the necessary document to process it. Now, some people might want to say, oh, this must be a very tedious tax. I can't run around and all that. No, it isn't. And I must make mention here that irrespective of the PFA you belong to, you don't have to be with Stanbic IBTC Pensions. You don't have to be a part of our group. Your PFA could be any of the PFAs out there. You have the option of taking up your annuity pension with any of the annuity service providers that you wish to, which we are one of the licensed ones to sell annuity. In fact, it might interest my audience to also know that Stanbic IBTC has the largest portfolio of high net worth individuals. We have the highest portfolio as it concerns pensions in Nigeria. So, of course, it's a brand you want to trust because this is a company, Stanbic IBTC Group, under the Standard Bank Group that has spanned over 155 years. So I think we're doing well for ourselves. We're strong enough, we're stable enough, financially to be able to manage and carry this business on. So I want to encourage everybody, because of my time, I might not be able to take time. There's a whole lot as it concerns annuity. So if, we could make personal presentations where necessary to your group, to your staff, to your offices. Annuity is not only designed for the Civil Service Commission. Anybody who is registered under the contributory pension scheme, and of course that spans across the private sectors and the public sector. They're expected that one day we must all retire. When we retire, what happens? Pensions. What decisions are you making when you retire is what we are here for, is what we're here to talk to you about. Annuity is an option that gives you guaranteed payment for the rest of your life. And annuity will definitely pay you higher than any other pension structure that might be available to you as an option. Annuity is guaranteed to pay for life because it is binding. And I must say, please, it's important we know that because it's being managed by the insurance sector, insurance is a contract. So when you want to sign up your annuity with Stanbic IBTC, a contract is prepared so that you are sure of what you're going into. And then in the next 10 years or 15 years, nobody comes to tell you that, oh, your money is exhausted, therefore we can't pay you anymore. Because you're taking up annuity. Annuity is actually only administered by the insurance arm. It cannot be administered by your PFA. So therefore, there must be a contract and it's binding. And all of these are much more stated in the contract so that you know that this is valid, irrespective of where you are, irrespective of how old you get, irrespective of whatever the circumstances in the country, whether there's inflation or not. It does not affect your money, because from the inception we prepare the agreement, tell you how much your balance from your RSA will be given to you as a payout, and the contract states exactly how much you'll be paid and how long you'll be paid. So on our contract, of course, it's stated that you'll be paid till death. Thanks. So I would, because of my time, let me stop now. I look forward to hearing from you. Tobere is going to share my details and our contact so that you can reach out to us, both as individuals, both as a group. And for those who have already taken up other pension options, please also know that there is room to move to annuity. So it doesn't matter if I've retired 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years, and I'm already on annuity. I feel like, I'm already on other pension instruments. I want to take up an annuity. Can I take up an annuity? The answer is yes. In fact, we recalculate it like you just retired, and you find out that you still earn higher than how you have earned in the previous year. So thank you so much for your time. I wish I had more time, but thank you, Tobo.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Here's me giving you the applause that you cannot hear from the audience. Thank you so much. Believe me that Melissa only scratched the surface. The beautiful thing about being a personal financial planner is that I am an insurance person, I'm a banker, I'm an asset manager, I'm a lawyer, I'm a confidant, I'm a priest, I'm a this, I'm a that. I'm even to so many people. I am a friend, I'm a sister. For some people, I'm even like a brother. That is the power of being a financial planner. It is not a joke. My ears are very big and I don't have a mouth. That is why you see me interacting with all these people. There are so many more. I'll bring the lawyers, there are so many, the tax guys. There are lots of people that will bring, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes when we listen. After we have listened to Goodness. Goodness, please confirm you can hear us. Goodness has been on this call since morning, and I'm shocked we can't hear her. Goodness. Oh my goodness, Goodness. Okay, while we wait for Goodness to connect, for some reason we cannot hear Goodness, but apparently she can hear us and her audio is connected. This is so sad. But no problems. I will communicate with you. Okay, so, okay, Goodness, don't worry. When you just keep trying, when you can, we'll bring you on board, please. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, we have talked a lot, we've said a lot, but let me share a few things with you before we take the question and answer. We have only 19 minutes left on the call. For many people, you'll be wondering, okay, what next? What should I do? But before I go into the Q&A, let me share with you something about me. Many people here know about me. Many people have an idea about me, but they don't know my products. So here are the things that you can get from me. Number one, I have several products and services. Please confirm you can see my slide because I can't see it. Please, can someone just put in the chat room that yes, okay, fantastic, thank you. If you're wondering what I do, I offer products and services. Under services, I offer training services. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not do freebies. I need to say it again and again. I had an instruction to handle this class. That is why you did not pay to handle this class. But typically I charge because I have to eat and I have a financial plan as well. But my prices can be negotiated because I'm nice like that. I offer training services to groups, organizations, churches, religious bodies, schools, etc. When you people have gathered, after you have healed yourself, what next? Please call me to come and talk sense into your members. Please call me to come and share information with your members so that they will make more money and contribute more money to your church, to your organization, to your women, so that you can buy more wrapper and save more money for your grandchildren. You get it? I know you do. I also offer relationship and money trainings to groups, to young people. I am saying this because I see many people stumbling into love, falling into love because they do not have a financial plan. If you have a financial plan, you will not fall in love. I'm not saying you will not fall in love. I'm saying you will not fall in, that you will not fall inside love. You will stand firm, the love will grow because money, okay, love without money. But that's not the point. We need to understand that there's actually a relationship between your relationship and your finances. I also talk to teams about entrepreneurship, customer service, and of course, public speaking. These are some of the things I do under training. But I give coaching services as well. But coaching services are niche services, meaning therefore, that they are a bit of a premium service. Before now, this was the only product I offered as a coach. If you do not have 100,000 naira, you will not talk to me. We will not have a one-on-one because it's a premium one-on-one coaching service. But going into this year, based on popular, that's the word, popular demand, a lot of people approached me and kept saying the 100,000 was a bit steep for them, but they needed some form of coaching. It's a bit tough. For those who have gone through my one-on-one, you will understand why it's almost impossible to reduce the pricing. These are people who have gone through the process and they can attest to the quality. There's no comparison. But I have, because of the popular demand, let it not be that this is a coach that does not listen. I have launched 2 categories of group coaching, meaning that with 25,000 naira, you can join my coaching service, and with 5,000, you can join my coaching service. But if you look at the prices on your screen, you see that 25,000 and that 5,000 naira, they will cease to exist from February 1, 2022. The real price for this service is 50,000 and 10,000. But if you are on this call, in other words, you registered, I see that you registered, your name and email are registered as being a part of this class. You will get the discount between now and January 31. Coaching is not cheap. Coaching is serious business. And if you're serious about taking your personal finance to the next level, you need a coaching session. So between now and then, you can join the regular group coaching and the executive group coaching. What you will get is what you see on the screen. You have 1 session with a coach, with a group, and then 3 months access for executive, but 1 month access for regular. This regular, for people who are students, just who have just graduated, you don't have a complex family structure, you don't have kids, your kids are still very young, you just started life, but you want to start, you can play in the regular group. But please, if you have children, you are a big man, I don't want to see you near that regular group. Go and do one-on-one or manage executive. Because what I have noticed about Nigerians is once you said there's a cheaper option, they'll go for it. By all means, go for it, but you will not get what you would have got in the one-on-one. It's important I state it now because the next thing I will hear is, I thought it would be one-on-one. I thought we will have more time together. No, we will not have more time together. You will have time in a group. Okay, my account details are going to be shared at the end of the class, but let me introduce to you my products. I have started writing books. How I got into writing books is another story for another day. And I told the story in, none of these books, but I'll share the story some other time. We simply do not have time. Make Your Money Make Sense. Many people on this call have started using it. It has the most effective budgeting tool you can imagine. Pick up this book. It's just 1,500 naira. Pick it up from seller. Pick up this book and start using it, and you will confess. I can send testimonials upon testimonials. It has changed so many people's lives, but only if you are ready to act. It is your best tool to start. It's a workbook. All you do is pick it up, do what the workbook says, and your spirit will phone you. Coco the Money Bug is a book that will be released in February. I am tired of chasing adults up and down. I want to start talking to my babies, the next generation of wealth creators. These children are ready to learn. I have been talking to them physically. The time is right to give them their own book. And Coco the Money Bug is a phenomenal book for kids. Even my children have read the draft and they keep reading it over and over again and they are blown away. You need to get a copy of this book when it comes out in February. Finally, my last 2 books are From Banker to Business Owner. This is perfect for business owners. I told my story of how I left banking and I'm succeeding in the business space. It also shows the mistakes business owners make. I know people who have been in business for 15, 20 years. They pick up this book and tell me, Jesus, Tubor, if I had known this, I would have fixed this. It's a fantastic book for business owners and those who plan to go into business. And finally, Make Better Financial Decisions is a bestseller. If you just follow me on social media, you'll see what this book is doing all over the world. These are my products and these are my services. This is how you can connect with me For my phone number, please send me a WhatsApp message. Please don't call the line, because what happens once they see this number, they start dialing it. Please don't call it. Send a message via WhatsApp and I will respond. It's my wife. That's my website. I'm on Instagram. I'm active on Instagram and Facebook. And of course, you can send me an email. So those are my contact information. You can screen grab it if you can't write it out. While I see if we can bring in Goodness for a few minutes before we take some questions. Unfortunately, we will not be able to respond to the plethora of questions we have seen, but what I commit to doing is I will be live. If you've not started following me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram, because I'm going to go live from next week responding to these questions. I will try to do a few Facebook Live, but the real place for me is Instagram. That's where I will go live to respond to the questions as much as possible. Thank you very much. Please hold on. We will respond to a few questions and then we'll see if we can bring Goodness on board. Goodness, please confirm you can speak. Please go ahead and speak, Goodness. So Goodness, if you are speaking, we still cannot hear you. Oh my word. Okay, so I'm going to take a personal commitment on behalf of Goodness. Goodness is unable to connect with us. This is so sad because she's been on this call since morning. But one product Goodness was going to talk to us today about is endowment. You can go find out one principal difference between those of different races and the Black race is endowment. Endowment is a tool that ensures that wealth does not get trapped. I'll give you a typical example of endowments. I have a young daughter, she's 13 years old. Okay, no, let me use the younger one. I have a younger daughter, she's 9 years old. She's going to be in the university in another, say 8 years. I can take ₦1 million for her university education, for example. Insurance company, I want you to give me 12 million naira in 8 years. How much do I have to pay you every month or every quarter or every year for you to give me 12 million at the end of 8 years? They will do a calculation based on many factors and they will come up with an amount. So let's say at the end of the day, the amount I pay, for example, is maybe 8 million, for example, because I want to get 12 million at the end of 8 years. What an endowment means is that, let's say I have only paid 1 month's premium. I've only paid my premium this month, and then I die next month. The 12 million is not paid to my daughter in 8 years. The 12 million is paid to my daughter or my husband or whomever the month I died. I don't know if you understand. So 8 million is brought forward today because it is a risk product, meaning that because I died, the wealth is now created. My daughter now has access to money for her university today. What are the implications? That money can immediately be invested for the future. Endowment is a phenomenon. In fact, all my clients, they know me. If you've not started endowment, it means you don't have dependents. We always use endowments. However, if you do not die, an endowment now reverts to a savings option. It's as if you saved money at an interest rate. So you collect your money and you still flinch. Goodness would have come on board to tell us what endowments will do. However, okay, so someone is saying, yes, insurance is such a powerful tool. That's why in the Western countries, insurance fraud is a big deal because they understand. As you buy anything, they'll tell you insurance. It is only here that we have banks buying insurance. Everywhere else, insurance companies own banks because insurance is the real deal. But we do not understand it. We still think insurance is scam. While you are thinking it and over-analyzing, I can give you a full rollout. I am a beneficiary of insurance. I consistently benefit from insurance. But you need to understand the different products and how they can be applied to you. And all of this nice stuff are what Goodness was supposed to talk to us about. But be that as it may, even if Goodness is not here to talk to us about it, when you join the coaching class, I will share with you how you can begin your endowment journey and all the other journeys that we have started. And I will be there to hold your hand through the process. Thank you very much. Thank you for a fantastic time today. Now, if you're on the call and we have 6 minutes to take some questions. Theodora, can we take 2 questions? Can you read out 2 questions that we'll take? The rest, every question that was asked today will be answered. But let me answer the first question that I've seen trending. Everybody requesting for recording, everybody requesting for me to send file of this recording. You will get it, but you will pay for it. It is only the live class that is free. The people who have sacrificed their time to be on this call today are the ones who will get it for free. The recording is available, will be available. The recording will be up. It will be on Seller. I had initially said I would sell it for 5,000 naira, but some people, the way they started looking at me, I noticed my heart beating fast. Theodora will try to tinker with the pricing a little. Maybe we will drop it to 2,000 naira for a short while. But everything you see today costs money, and the money has to be recovered somewhat. So if you're not on the call, but you'd like to have the recording or send it to your friend, by all means, please do that. You just pay me small something for the boys so that I can roll with the big boys. Thank you very much. Theodora, can we take a few questions, please? Okay. Someone says, oh, fantastic. Theodora, can you recommend 2 questions we can answer in 3 minutes?
Okay.
And for those wondering,
so someone says that
okay,
when you talk about multiple streams of income, can you please explain better, because the word has been used across board, ranging from MLMs, even scammers. My question is, how do you best explain this so people will understand how it helps them grow their income? Talking about multiple sources of income.
Oh yeah, definitely. So this question is best responded to in a bigger class. There are 1,000,000,001 ways to make money. In fact, there are so many more ways to make money that you don't know yet. How do you know the one that is best fit for you? It is your coach that will tell you, yeah, Oga, without your left leg, I don't want you near my defense. Come and tackle this guy that is a right-footed player. Or your coach will tell you, if you like, tell me you are a striker, you're not, go and play wing, etc., etc. I cannot know what the best stream of income is for you. But one thing I can tell you for free is that if you are doing investment, there's a risk. If you are doing business, there's a risk. Business is a venture, business is an investment, therefore there's a risk. But every genuine business has genuine returns. But every genuine business also has cycles. There are some times, even in the business I do, which by the way, in my mind is fair, I'm not doing badly. But there are some times, like last year, I saw shege because unexpected forces came on board. I suffered severe health issues, but the business had to go on. So if you were looking at it from outside, you would say, oh, this is her business. Is it not just to come and talk and coach people and talk about money? But if you don't have the resilience, if you don't have the particular skill set for this kind of business, you will say the business does not work. Every business requires a particular set of skill sets, and every business has an environment in which it plays. There are many factors. So this question, even the MLM business, I play in the MLM space, but you also need to understand the type of MLM and how you can play in it. There is not all MLMs that you have the profile to play in. Some people will say, oh, if you sell, that retail business is the best. Supermarket business is like blood money. Go and set up supermarket business. Your body will tell you. So I'm telling you, oh, fish farming. If you do fish, oh gosh, go and set up fish. Fish will show you shaking. Your fish will eat themselves. One day you put your net, you'll see only 3 fish, 3 very big fish, but it has eaten 2,000 fish. It is not every business that is for everybody. But how do you know which is best fit for you? Because I agree with you, the word multiple streams of income is like diversify your income. It's become a cliche, it's overused, but it is also true. I know I did not answer the question fully, but when I see you in the coaching class, we'll talk about it in detail. And I'm willing to take up that question with you one-on-one, although my body is telling me for such a sharp question, you will pay for the one-on-one class. But if you are tempted to pay for the group class, I will respond to that question from that person in a one-on-one manner. I'm nice like that. Theodora?
Okay, so we have other questions.
Just one more.
Panelists. So, but I'm just going to take this one. After purchasing any one of your books, how do we get a copy? Is it e-copy or a physical copy?
Okay, so you have two There are two options. You can buy the e-version from any of the book platforms that I shared, or you can pay for a physical one. Delivery is free in Lagos and Abuja if you buy up to 2 copies. If you buy 1 copy, please pay for your delivery. If you are buying 2 copies, we will deliver to you free in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. Any other states, sorry, nobody sponsored free delivery there, but when they do, we will start it. But believe me, if you're abroad, please buy from Amazon. I'm on Amazon. I'm on virtually all the books. You can get them from any of the book platforms. But when you pay the money, we'll have the conversation. I'm sure we can work something out. That's for the physical books. The ebooks are everywhere. And the e-workbook is an e-workbook. It's not a physical book. But I know many people who print it out and use it, and it works very well for them. Thank you very much. I made a promise that I will not keep anybody on this call beyond 12 o'clock to ensure. You want to buy 1 hard copy and get complimentary free ebook. You want to buy a book of 3.5 and get 1.5 free ebook. This person, I need to take note of your name, so I will charge you 8,000 for the book. Okay, that question dropped in my eye by accident. I saw money and I was distracted. Thank you very much for your time. It's 12 o'clock, it's noon, and it's time to kickstart your beautiful Saturday. This is the 2nd Saturday of January 2022. Please go out there, make a lot of money, and sign up for our coaching sessions. You will be thrilled with it. And believe me, your life will never be the same. It's not enough that you sign on. Invite your family members to do so too, so that you're not the only one growing and others are pulling you back. Thank you very much. It's been a delightful time, and I hope to see you in subsequent sessions. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful new year ahead. Over to you, Theodora.